Hello, this is Dr. J, back with some more Let's Play Starcraft. We've concluded the Terran campaign, it's onward to the Zerg. Now, the Zerg are my least favorite race to play as, partly because they're just horrific monsters. They're not remotely human like the Terrans and even the Protoss are, so it's really difficult to empathize with them. They're just ravenous monsters that want to devour everything in their path. And of the three races, I'm probably the crappiest with the Zerg. Nonetheless, I'm sure we'll enjoy the campaign anyway, so let's dive into it. The swarms have crushed the meager human resistance and laid waste to 9 of the 13 Terran worlds. Well, humanity seems pretty screwed then. Shortly after the fall of the Terran capital world of Tarsonis, the main Protoss fleet abandoned the Terran sector. Pretty sure in this context capital should be spelled with an A, not an O. Now, efforts continue on Tarsonis to weed out the remaining Protoss forces. Among the ruins, Confederate capital world Tarsonis.
Awaken, my child, and embrace the glory that is your birthright. Know that I am the Overmind, the eternal will of the Swarm, and that you have been created to serve me. Behold that I shall set you amongst the greatest of my cerebrates, that you might benefit from their wisdom and experience. Yet your purpose is unique. While they carry forth my will to the innumerable broods, you have but one charge entrusted to your care. For I have found a creature that may yet become the greatest of my agents. Even now, it resides within a protective chrysalis, awaiting its rebirth into the swarm. You must watch over the chrysalis and ensure that no harm comes to the creature within it. Go now, and keep safe my prize.
Like I said, kinda hard to empathize or immerse oneself in the Zerg. They're just so alien and horrific. But this is clearly going to be a tutorial mission because our objectives are create a spawning pool, create a hydralisk den. Sounds like it's going to be super difficult. Let's jump into it.
The hatchery is the heart of any Zerg colony. It spontaneously generates larvae, which in turn are used to spawn your various warriors and minions. Now, create a drone and start gathering resources.
I will appreciate the reminder, because I never played that much as the Zerg in the first place.
More overlords.
So while I'm pretty rusty with regards to this game, just...
Overlords provide control for your minions. As your forces grow in number, you must hatch more overlords to control them.
While I'm rusty with this game in general, I'm going to be especially rusty with the Zerg. Oh, I love this track.
Strains, you must generate the various hive structures. The drones themselves mutate into these structures. Yet be careful. Never use your last drone to make a building.
That part of the track that just concluded that the stupid Cerebrit was talking over, I love that part. It is so epic sounding. It's awesome. And I will say definitely kudos to Blizzard for making all the races feel really different from each other. Like, playing as the Zerg feels very different from playing as the Terrans, for sure. Like in Command & Conquer and Red Alert, the Allies and the Soviets and the GDI and NOD don't feel that different from each other.
Now, order your drone to become a spawning pool.
By contrast...
You'll notice...
Dude, Dagoth, shut up!
...only implant themselves upon the creep.
By contrast...
You can make creep colonies to extend the creep, but only a hatchery can be built upon open ground.
Dagoth, I will end you. I'm trying to commentate here. By contrast, the different factions in StarCraft really feel very different from each other in all kinds of ways. We're going to need a refinery, or whatever the heck the Zerg equivalent is. Extractor. The Zerg are so disgusting. They are really gross. It's another reason I like them the least of the three factions. Okay, next up, Hydralisk Den. Yeah, and I figured we were going to need Vespene for that. And I might as well send out some scouts just to see what else is here on Tarsonis.
Greetings, I am Zaz.
Hi, Zaz.
Our forces are under attack.
Overmind. I have located a small band of terrorists who could threaten the Chrysalis and the Hive Cluster. You must not allow them to leave here alive.
Or are we going to get an additional objective? We have gotten a new objective. Destroy the Terrans, okay. Now purely a tutorial mission, then. And perhaps I should start taking this a little more seriously. I'll go ahead and make a sunken colony, get some defense going. You guys start gathering Vespene. I'll make another sunken colony as well. Okay, and now time for a Hydralisk Den.
We require more minerals.
There, we have enough minerals. Good grief. I'm definitely going to need to get more mineral collection going on. One more sunken colony, and then I'm going to spawn a whole bunch more drones for faster mineral collection.
We require more minerals.
Seriously, it's just all so disgusting.
Require more minerals. Require more minerals.
And of course, we all know what's in the Chrysalis. Would have been better for a certain somebody if she had just died in that ill-fated attack. You know, with the Zerg and Protoss rampaging across this world, I'm surprised there's any Terrans left to fight back. Alright, hopefully this will be enough resource collection. It is only mission 1. We'll need more overlords. Faster Hydralisk movement. Increase attack range. And faster Zergling movement. Looks like those are the upgrades available to us right now. We could build an evolution chamber and see what that gives us, and we might as well. Take advantage of this extremely easy first mission to learn as much as we can about the Zerg tech tree. Alright, well let's start mutating some Hydralisks. I reckon those are going to be my go-to unit, kind of like Marines were for the Terrans. The nice thing about Zerglings is you can build them in huge groups quickly because you get 2 per egg, but they are very weak. So I don't think they're going to be my mainstay. Okay, so we upgrade melee and missile attacks separately and armor together. Let's go ahead and start upgrading armor then. And then missile attacks will come next, since Hydralisks are going to be the mainstay of my forces. Zerg do get some pretty good music, though. Boy, attacking with 2 or 3 Marines at a time is just not going to get the job done. Honestly, this is probably all the... 41 is probably all the supply we'll need for this first mission. Now let's go ahead and make some Zerglings too. It is very interesting how we have a totally centralized production structure, instead of having to build different units at different buildings. Or organs, or whatever. Might as well start buying all the upgrades, why not? Okay, that would be a reason why not. There. An expansion point, but if we needed an expansion point in Mission 1, that would be depressing.
We require more Vespene gas.
Fine. Zerglings then. Hydralisks are certainly frightening looking. Zerg in general are serious nightmare fuel. Of that there can be little doubt. We got a little dancing Zergling. Aw, he stopped. I made him self-conscious by pointing it out. Let's not overcook the attack here in Mission 1. This is probably plenty. Oh, they have Goliaths.
Our forces are under attack.
Go, my little minions, swarm like ants. There is satisfaction in attacking with just a huge swarm of Zerglings and Hydralisks. Swarming is what the Zerg are best at.
Our forces are under attack.
More like their forces are under attack. Oh, they even have wraiths. Hopefully they don't cloak. Overlords are detectors, so we could bring forward overlords if we needed to, but that would be a pain.
Our forces are under attack.
Alright, let's hotkey our hatchery so that we can spawn more units without having to scroll back there. We lost all our Zerglings. They are incredibly fragile. Alright, let's focus fire, guys. Oh, another cool dance going on.
Our forces are under attack.
It's interesting that in cutscenes, Hydralisks are generally depicted as using their claws to impale people or rip them apart. But in actual gameplay, they fire ranged acid spine attacks. Well, these Terrans didn't put up much resistance. Well played to us. Omega Squadron. Remnants of the Confederacy. Not much remnants, it seems. Well, we got through that real fast, so I think we've got time for a second mission. Egression. Still on Tarsonis.
I am well pleased, young Cerebrit, and so long as my prize remains intact, I shall remain pleased.
Is that a threat?
Thus its life and yours shall be made as one. As it prospers, so shall you, for you are part of the swarm. If ever your flesh should fail, that flesh shall be made anew. That is my covenant.
Well, that would be pretty cool if my flesh weren't so disgusting.
Now you have grown strong enough to bear the rigors of warp travel with the swarm. Thus we shall make our exit from this blasted world and secure the chrysalis within the hive cluster upon the planet Char.
Remnants of the Protoss fleet still linger within this planet's orbit. They will attempt to block our exodus at every turn.
My brood shall aid you, Cerebrid, should you require assistance.
So those Cerebrits, I guess we're a Cerebrit too, so that's what we look like? Revolting. We're like some kind of fleshy pustule. Ugh. Okay, so our objective was just bring the chrysalis to the beacon, and we're up against the Protoss this time, it sounds like. Alright, well, let's start gathering. Oh, we've got some kind of... Yeah, hunter-killers. These are like... Oh, we can't control them. Okay, they're just defenders then, I guess. They're like more elite Hydralisks, I believe. Now, although this is just a second Zerg mission, so obviously it's not going to be that difficult. If I recall, the difficulty is going to ramp up faster in the Zerg campaign than it did in the Terran. Because the designers figure, although we're new with the Zerg, we have been playing the game in general for 10, 11 missions now. So we kind of know what we're doing, at least with the general game principles, even if we don't really yet know what we're doing with the Zerg specifically. Which means that they can feel comfortable about ramping up the difficulty a bit more quickly. Alright, let's make an overmine next.
We require more minerals. We require more minerals.
Oh, don't be so whiny. These hives can be control groups 9 and 0. Wow, even under fire from 3 Hydralisks, that Zealot still managed to kill one of them before he went down. Of all the basic units, Zealots are the strongest. Okay. These 3 we're gonna use for harvesting Vespene gas. I think I use a drone to pick up the chrysalis, if I remember right. Alright, a few more drones for mining, maybe 3. And I think we're going to call our economy good. But we are going to need more drones for creating buildings. Purely in terms of how they play, I might almost find Zerg a little easier to handle than the Terrans in some ways. Though, as I said, flavor-wise, I certainly prefer the Terrans. Oh, right, we can upgrade our hives, too. Might as well get started doing that. And maybe another sunken colony for added defense. It is nice not having to crew our defensive structures with additional units. It's both easier and it doesn't drain our supply to put up defenses, which is very nice. I can do some scouting with one of my Mutalisks. Okay, I didn't really think it would get very far, and it's not going to. Okay, but it confirmed that the area right outside our base is heavily guarded. Which I suspected, but now we know that to be the case. Dragoons are, in my experience, not very strong. Not a very good unit. They seem real fragile. They always die in massive numbers. I don't think we have an evolution chamber, do we? We're going to need one of those, too. Maybe one more colony for defense. You're right where I want it. And sure, we'll make a spire. I think we need that for Mutalisks, if I remember correctly. Okay, let's make more overlords. We know we'll need them. I can make spore colonies. I don't know if the enemy is going to launch air attacks. Maybe I should make a spore colony or two just in case they will. We already saw that they have scouts, so they might. So many gross sound effects. Alright. But yeah, Zerg bases don't take up nearly as much space as Terran ones do because we don't need supply depots. Our overlords provide our supply. So that's a very nice benefit. Alright, let's start making our mainstay of hydralisks.
We require more minerals.
There, you have more minerals. And we'll start on some upgrades. The Carapace upgrade is more expensive since it's universal, which is fair enough. I'll save up for faster attack speed on our hydralisks. Spire can upgrade flyers. Might as well do a little more scouting while we're waiting on resources and such. Protoss really have the area locked down, it appears. Yeah, 2 Zerglings for $50. Pretty cheap. I don't really have too much to say about the new Zerg portraits because they were gross to begin with and they're still gross. And they haven't really changed very much. They pretty much look the same, just more high def. Some of the Terran portraits changed a little bit more. Like, for example, the SCVs look more like ordinary people and less, I don't know, deformed, like they did in the original portraits. Evolution complete. Alright, sure. Let's upgrade their move speed next. Very good. I'm just going to cut a path to the beacon. I'm not going to bother wiping out every Protoss on the map. Seems pretty unnecessary. I mean, it's unnecessary by definition, since it's not one of our objectives. I don't think I'll bother with Mutalisks, even though I made a Spire. In general, I prefer to stick to ground units because they're cheaper. I'll only use air units if it really feels warranted, like in that last Terran mission. We can also make Scourges, which are kamikaze suicide units. So that's 75 Vespene. That's quite a bit for a suicide unit. That said, they are really good against battlecruisers and carriers. So if the enemy is using a lot of those, I might make some Scourges. Oh, we can upgrade to level 2. Wow. Sure, why not? Going for a mix of Hydralisks and Zerglings. Yeah, let's upgrade our Zergling move speed.
We require more Vespene gas.
Always the limiting factor, that Vespene. We'll see what we can get done with the force we've got. Alright, is there anything that's not performing an upgrade that can? Nope. More hydralisks, please.
We require more Vespine gas.
Alright, let's take out the next little encampment here. Oh, here comes that awesome track. We couldn't really hear it over all the death and destruction, but... And earlier the Cerebrate was talking over it. But the time will come when we can hear that track clearly. Okay, we've lost most of our forces. So the enemy is not just rolling over for us. A little more difficult than the second Terran mission was. Which you'd expect it to be. Well, we're finally going to lose our first attacking force, I think. No, not yet. Oh, now I think we will. Okay. But we're spawning reinforcements. Alright, let's upgrade missile attacks now. Give our guys a little more punch. Boy, if we could control these guys too, the mission would be a snap. Let's see. Needle spines, damage 20, and our guys do 10, yeah, so they're twice as strong. And our hit points are 80, and the hunter killers are 160. Yeah, twice as strong in every stat, I think. Well, the two stats we looked at. Maybe I should build up a little more before I do a follow-up attack. I could destroy this. I don't know how necessary that is, but yeah, why not? It's somewhat vaguely in the way. Photon cannons seem pretty weak too. They fall very quickly. Alright, well done. Return to base.
Our forces are under attack.
Boy, Dragoons explode pretty dramatically. Oh, what the heck? A sneaky side attack. How dare you? Let's take one of our drones and... Maybe I should build a colony over here. Or two. One spore and one sunken. They're going to attack from that direction. Maybe I should send my force over there. Investigate it. There are more Protoss forces here. Doesn't appear so.
Evolution complete.
Alright. I think we've got a big enough force so we can launch another attack now. I think this one should get us all the way to the beacon, I hope.
All forces are under attack. The hive cluster is under attack.
Yeah, it certainly is. Let's spawn some quick defenders. Alright, turns out that was unnecessary. Okay, seems we've cleared the path. Alright, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna space out our attacking force at intervals. They'll basically serve as guards. Make sure the way stays clear. Okay, and now I think I use a drone to pick up the chrysalis.
My minions as you will, Cerebrate. They will serve you unquestioningly. Go now, and bring swift wrath to all who would oppose the swarm.
For crying out loud! If I just brought a unit up here, I would have gotten control of the hunter killers and this mission would have been like twice as easy. I am not happy. Whatever, they'll be the escorts then. Grrr. Man, this mission would have been so much easier if I'd realized I could have controlled these guys from the beginning. I had a vague memory I did control them, so I was confused when I tried to and they weren't controllable. I had forgotten that I actually need to move onto that platform. Oh well, whatever. We just got practice, we'll say. Controlling the Zerg without the crutch of a bunch of super units. And we win.
Prepare yourself, Cerebrate. Your first jump through warp space could be unsettling.
Not as unsettling as your hideous face. Or, it's not even a face. Your hideous whatever. Alright, well that's Zerg missions 1 and 2. We've gotten the Zerg campaign off to a good start. Next up is going to be, you guessed it, Zerg 3. Hopefully you'll join me for that, and I'll see you then.